Hi, and welcome back to the farm. Today, we're going to take a look at the various bonus items that were shipped with various different versions of Farming Simulator 22. We'll find out where you can get them, how much they cost, and exactly what they are. The first thing we're going to look at today is the Class Saddle Track Pack. This came with pretty much every version of Farming Simulator 22 and has been advertised since day one. It's actually several pieces of equipment in one. Some people refer to it just as a manure spreader, but it's actually quite a bit more than that. The first part is the tractor itself, which can be separated from the tanker. There's actually two tankers that come with it, as well as the applicator for the manure itself. On the front, we have the loading system, which hooks up to your manure pit and fills the tanker. The second item that was shipped with Giant's Farming Simulator 22 was the Fendt Vario Black Beauty. Next, we have the Black Anthem and then finally the Zetor 25K. Let's take a quick look at each vehicle and then we'll go into the store and look at how much they cost in-game and what options they have. I love this little tractor. When I was actually farming, one of my neighbors had one of these, and they used it for basically just pulling things around the farm. Small items, as it doesn't have a lot of horsepower. It's got that classic engine sound to it. You can hear the engine. Chug, chug, chug. Definitely a classic sound. And I'll be using this on a couple of my farms. Next, we have the Mack Black Anthem truck. It's got a nice sounding engine to it. Definitely got a nice arrow. The difference between this and the Mack Anthem that's are included in the game is this has a sleeper cab, whereas the one in the game does not. Oop, almost crashing into the fuel tanks there. Definitely not a good thing. So that's the Mack Anthem. And finally, we'll take a look at the Fendt 933 Vario. I love the chrome on the very front of the vehicle. Very detailed cab. Nice GPS navigation system and easy to use controls. Got some nice engine sounds to it as well. Okay, we'll park this and then we'll go into the store and take a look. We'll take a look at the saddle track pack the last, as it's got the most items. Okay, so starting with the Zetor, the Z 25K. Really doesn't have any options. You can't change the wheels, you can't change the engine side. It's just a classic tractor. It's 25 horsepower. It's a manual transmission, as everything of that age was. Carries 50 liters of fuel. Moves at 12 miles an hour and weighs 2 tons. It's got a base price of $9,500. With today's equipment, it won't be able to pull much, but it's definitely a collector's item. Next, we'll move up to the large tractors where the Fendt Vario Black Beauty can be found. As you can see, this has got a ton of configurations compared to the Z-Tor. You can change the wheels, you can add duals, you can add rear duals, wide tires with weights, and so on. You can also change brands. We've got quite a few different options for tires in the different brands. And you can change the engine setup. Starts with 296 horsepower. Then we can up that to 326 horsepower, 355 horsepower, 385 horsepower, and 415 horsepower, which will definitely pull pretty much most of your implements. You can also change the rim color between red and black. I like the black. It just gives the tractor a complete look, like a black beauty. As I said, horsepower ranges, but the base configuration is 296 horsepower. It's got a variable CVT transmission. It can carry up to 625 liters of diesel with 70 liters of diesel exhaust fluid. It travels at 37 miles an hour, so that's a pretty good speed. It weighs 11.8 tons and has a base price of $280,000. It also comes, you can't change this, but it comes with the front attachment with PTO and hydraulics. If you're looking to add weights to the front, you'll have to add separate weights and through the hydraulics. Okay. So second to last, we have trucks. We have the Black Anthem 6x4, which is included with a base game. And then the bonus item is the Black Anthem 6x4. This actually comes with quite a few options as well. Design 1 has no wing mirrors, just the mirrors beside the door. And Design 1 actually has mirrors on the front of the truck. You can change the horsepower from a base of 425 horsepower to 455 horsepower to 505 horsepower and back to 425 horsepower. I myself am going to be using this with 505 horsepower to be able to pull my grain as efficiently as possible. It's got a manual transmission. It can carry 400 liters of diesel, no diesel exhaust fluid. It can travel at 49 miles an hour and weighs 8.8 tons. It's got a base price of $143,500. Now finally, let's look, and back to tractors, let's look at the class saddle track. You can find that in large tractors. It is a tractor by itself. Comes with a front loader attacher and PTO, so you can attach implements both to the front and the back of the tractor. You can change the tires. narrow twin wheels, narrow tires, and so on. Pretty much standard stuff for tires. You can't change the engine, and unfortunately you can't take away those European reflectors, but it's still a very nice tractor. It is powered by a 462 horsepower engine with a variable CVT transmission. It can carry up to 930 liters of diesel and 88 liters of diesel exhaust fluid. It can travel down the road at 31 miles an hour, which is a decent speed. And the tractor itself weighs in at 18.7 tons. It's got a base purchase price of $394,000. To find the rest of this pack, we need to go to Slurry Tanks. Here we have the front unit, which will cost you an additional $7,500. It's got a small saddle tank, which will hold 16,000 liters of either digestate or slurry. It's got a weight of 650 kilograms and a base price of $35,000. It's really got no modifications you can do to it. Now here's the big boy. Here's the Kaweco Zarian Saddle Track SemiTrailer Tanker. You can change the wheels on it, narrow tires, wide tires. You can change brands. And that's about it for options. It can hold 24,000 liters of either digested or slurry, liquid manure. It weighs 11.4 tons. It's got a max weight of 22.6 tons. It requires 400 horsepower to pull it. And it's got a working speed of 9 miles an hour. Base price is $144,000. Excuse me. Finally, we have the Optic 800, which is the distribution unit that goes on the rear. Doesn't have anything you can really change to it. It weighs 1.9 tons, requires 180 horsepower to pull it. It's got a working width of 6 meters and a working speed of 9 miles an hour. This will cost you an additional $25,000. So all in all, the saddle track is a fairly expensive vehicle, and you probably only want to use it on big farms once you've got there. One thing to note that this can do is this setup can apply a double layer, so you get 2 fertilizing states by applying a double layer of either digestate or slurry as you cross your fields. Now, the final question I know everyone's asking is, where can I get these items if I didn't get them with my purchase of Farming Simulator 22? The saddle track pack itself is sold separately on the Giants website for anyone who missed its pre-order bonus, and it's $3.99 US dollars. I'm not sure what it is in euros. The Mac Black Anthem, the Fent, and the Zetor are also sold as a pack on the Giants website for PC, and altogether they cost $1.99 for the bundle. Well, that's it for the bonus items. Now you know where to find them. and how much they cost. So happy shopping. Thank you for watching, and remember to keep it between the rows.